when we decide to
Gentlemen.
go to start your engines. We are
How
recording.
is it going?
Oh,
It's going.
it's going.
So glad to
It's
have
great.
you.
Yeah.
It's good to be on here. First one. First one.
Big Daddy Fat Sack.
I'm known by Nenny.
I almost botched that one. I almost
Yeah.
called you
Read
Fat
it too
Stack.
fast.
No, Fat Sack.
Yeah.
Sack a lot. I don't know.
Sir Sax a
Yeah.
lot.
Sir Sack's a lot.
Earl Grey's mad.
The Squatch. Big Hicks.
Yeah. All of them.
Yeah, doggy. All right.
In the house.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Let's go.
go.
I'm not good at this forced comedy bit. I'm not good at improvising.
Oh,
Yeah,
trust
you
me.
are.
Yes, you are.
Just
So much
not being
pressure in
recorded.
this.
That's true. Your heart. You just gotta put it all aside.
So much pressure in this. So, all right. Let's just go to let's go to the intro. Let's hit that up, and then we can loosen up. Where's that intro at? Oh.
Welcome to the Tar and Feather Podcast. Here are your hosts, Mustached Vet and Ganglion Cortex.
Oh, I love it.
Tar and
Where
Feather
have I heard that
Podcast.
I
Right?
absolutely loved it.
Yeah, that's our boy Dan Kyle with our intro.
sleep.
He's the one that made that video, that intro for us.
Good
So,
old Dan.
Yeah, I wanted his voice on there because of course Dan has a perfect commentator's voice, or he's a good
Narrator.
orator.
He's a good
Narrator.
Oh yeah.
That's it. That he was on episode 2 and 11. If anybody's wondering, he is the one that made our intro. And today we have Nicholas Hixson, Big Daddy Fat Sack, the Squatch, Big Hicks, your neighborhood friendly Sasquatch.
In the flesh.
Hey,
In the
Just a-
flesh.
big, giant, cuddly teddy bear you are.
To my family, I am.
Yeah, and to us.
Well,
Ooh-wee.
nobody will know that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Right.
Unlimited terms.
So,
True.
before we get into that, I want to talk about the retreat that's happening down in Kentucky
Oh yeah.
that we're having. All three of us are going to be there. Are you excited about 10th Mountain Brother Retreat?
Let me tell you, we got to hire somebody just to tape it.
Yes.
Nobody's going to be able to hold a phone up and record.
Nope.
Pictures, maybe they might be blurry, but we got to have somebody
Gonna need a
capture
cook
it
too,
all.
I guess.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
We might have Curry or somebody bring a green egg or something out there so we can smoke some
Alright.
meats.
Yeah, let it sit while we get ripped all day.
Yep.
All day.
Yep.
But no,
That's
I'm
pretty exciting.
I'm ready to see everybody that we saw in the last one, but I'm eager to see the ones that I haven't seen. But it's not like it'll be new. It's like
You're gonna get to
anyway.
You're gonna get to meet Rudy Rodriguez. You're gonna get to meet Jason Hyrie, Joel Stallcup. Hopefully he can make it out. I've been texting him back and forth. He said that he's gonna come. He was Corey's squad leader there for quite some time.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. For
Stalk,
squad.
Yeah.
And where was you all? Yeah,
Squad.
where was all you guys stationed at?
So yeah,
Well,
we were in Fort
Well,
Polk.
Scott and I were together in basic, and that's where he got the shirt from. That was in Kentucky. So that was the unit there. And then we were at AIT together, and then Fort Polk together.
Yeah, and then we were roommates
Same
before
unit,
we
yeah.
deployed.
I met him at the front gate, and then ran a red light, showing him where to go. I was so excited.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I showed up at like midnight or like 12:15, and I had to report that next morning. Yeah, that was the whole thing. So, all right. So we'll get into that real quick. I think I may have talked about this in a previous podcast, but that day before, so I left Illinois before coming down to Louisiana, and I was driving so that's where I lived at before I joined the Army. So I was there on that recruiting thing before you go to your first duty station.
Oh, I got you. Like hometown recruit.
I was up. Yep. So I was there for 2 weeks, and then I had my 1984 pickup truck that my girlfriend at the time, her dad. Hold on 1 second.
Hopefully he's got a picture.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was just like
I don't have a picture of the truck.
Oh, you're gonna get a good picture.
Oh, no, I had to close the door. The baby's sleeping. Nursery's
you guys were together for
the whole time. Yeah,
the whole time.
Never did I experience that in 14 years.
Yeah,
of being active duty. Never.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. No, I always thought it was really cool.
It was crazy. So I'm driving down. I stopped in Memphis for the night because that was about the halfway point, and I think I had like 6 or 7 hours to go. So I stayed there for the night, stayed at some rinky-dink hotel. That next morning, I made it like 2 miles down the highway, and I threw a rod in the block of the 84 pickup. Yeah. So I had to, that whole day, I had to get a tow. I had to get a giant U-Haul truck that could tow my truck. That I didn't put anything in the U-Haul. It was all empty. And then I had to continue driving down. So I spent like over $2,000 just to get to Fort Polk in that day.
Well, I mean, everybody spends $2,000 to get to Fort Polk.
So that was my introduction into Fort Polk, or joining my first duty station was that shit show.
Wow.
So I'm like on the side of the freeway. I'm like, hey, Dad, can you get on the computer? This is before like having smartphones. I was like, hey, can you get on the computer and look up the nearest tow truck to get me? And also I need a U-Haul. And he's like, all right, go down to this place and blah, blah, blah. And so that's what I ended up doing. And then I ended up showing up just in time.
You gotta be.
I was gonna be there like midday the day before. I was gonna, crush some beers with Corey the day before, and then I was gonna report that next morning.
Yeah. And you had to do all that.
I got there and I was like, Corey, is there like is there a curfew? Like, I wasn't sure because, just getting out of basic and AIT. I was like, are you allowed out of the barracks right now? And he's like, no, dude, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. I was like, all right,
permanent party.
Yeah.
Permanent party.
It's crazy.
But you don't hear a permanent party when you get to your first duty station. Nobody says, hey, we're permanent.
You don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
So when we were at AIT, Corey or Spofford and I, we were the last to know where our duty station was, and we had a little Hispanic drill sergeant, and he came up to us, and we're like, "Hey, where are we getting stationed at? We don't know." He goes, "Oh, privates, I know exactly where you're going. You're going to Fort Polk." And I was like, "I don't understand it. What'd you say?" Fort Polk, Louisiana. And I was like, oh, that sounds humid. I'm from Arizona.
I just remember him laughing like manically.
Yeah, dude, he
laughed
was having
manically.
a time. He's like, you're gonna love it, Private. You're gonna love it. And then he just walked away like it was nothing.
Yeah.
He had been NTC or JRTC for hundreds of times, or he was stationed there.
He was a badass dude too. He was all over the place on those obstacle courses. I mean, he was probably in his early to mid 30s at least, just doing everything that I can't do now.
He never stopped. That was his deal.
Yeah.
Right.
He,
I mean, I
he just kept moving forward.
probably could.
Yeah,
It would
the
just
Energizer.
it would just take me a
Yeah.
week or two of training before I could start doing all that stuff. But yeah, crazy. All right, we're gonna get into you now. All right, so
No.
you've been deployed 5 times.
Yeah.
10th Mountain. You're in
10th
2nd
Mountain.
ACR.
2nd ACR. I was deployed to Kosovo, Camp Monteith, with Old Ironsides, and then I deployed 3 times with the 101st Airborne Division out of Fort Campbell.
It's a lot. And you did with the 101st, you did 1 stint in Iraq and 2 in Afghanistan.
No, when I was in when I went to Iraq, I was still at Fort Polk back in 03. And I deployed 15 months straight with 2nd ACR.
Right.
The all criminal regiment. I mean, all cavalry regiment. Sorry, I messed up there.
Cavalry
and then
regiment.
I went to 10th Mountain. I went to Afghanistan with 4th Brigade, 0506.
Yeah. Yeah, that was with Kyle and Schnacky.
Kyle,
We had
Curry,
on
and
a
Schnacky
podcast.
and
Yep.
all them guys, yeah. And then
Badass.
I came back, and I left July 07
Mhm.
to go to Campbell.
And that's when I got to Fort Polk, was in July of 07. So I barely missed you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I met you later on. I met you 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Yep. You did.
At OB's house. We had a little reunion.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of
A small one, but it was big. Small one, but
fun. Dude, it
big.
was awesome.
Oh,
It was awesome.
Great. It was great.
Curry's
I
OB's buddy let
remember
us.
meeting Hixson. I was in transitional housing still.
Oh.
It was a lot going on across the street. That's all, you know.
There was.
It was a great time.
There sure
Larger
was.
than life.
Yeah.
That's
You
awesome.
are correct about that.
So, a little tidbit of the 10th Mountain Division. Ever since 2001, 10th Mountain is the most deployed unit in the Army.
2001.
Since 2001. This was as of, I think, 2 years ago. I think is what I was watching on a video. Some video on YouTube I was watching.
That's good to know.
Isn't it crazy? Isn't that crazy?
Man, I was on rapid deployment every other year for 101st.
Yeah.
And some of them Rakkasan units like Curry was in. I mean, we were back and forth. He would deploy, Curry would deploy, and he'd come back. I'd leave, I'd come back, and we did that for probably 3 years straight. Total of 6 years, back and forth, back and forth. So it's good to know.
Yeah.
But I would never thought that 10th Mountain would have been the most deployed unit since
something to hang your hat on.
Oh, it is.
I feel like it's a prestigious unit. I mean, they started back in the 40s in World War II. They needed an Alpine regiment in Italy, so they did some training in the mountains in New York, and then that's where the headquarters is at Fort Drum. Even though there's no mountains at Fort Drum or Louisiana, but they did some Alpine training in Italy.
They also did it in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
There's mountains there though.
There's a lot of mountains in Colorado. Yeah. They're called the Rockies. I think it's a little strip of mountain range.
This ain't looking too rocky.
People forget about the Rockies a lot. It's not like there's a baseball team named after them.
It only runs from one side of Tennessee to the other. It doesn't go out anywhere out past that.
Or the banquet beer. I decided to get the banquet beer out for 10th Mountain Division.
Oh,
for the mountains. Mm-hmm. It's from the mountains.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll let you have that this time.
If I did Coors Light, the mountains would have been blue. But I don't drink light beer.
None.
Not a big fan of it. It doesn't taste right. It tastes like water. It tastes like I can chug them and
Let's see.
it's nothing. So we're taking it easy tonight. We're taking it easy. Big easy.
It does give you that false sense of hydration now.
It does. It does.
That light stuff does.
Yeah, man.
It's nothing. It's just like water,
Yeah,
You're right.
exactly.
which is good after a long, hard day of work.
So how many years? How many years total were you in the Army?
15.
15. And you ended up getting med boarded out due to injuries
I was.
sustained.
Yep.
So did I. That's how I ended up
some
getting out.
physical and some, makes the world go round in your head every
Right.
day.
Well, when you deploy 5 times, you're gonna get that.
Yeah,
You're gonna get that on those big jobs.
I didn't. I was the type of guy that was like, I'm not gonna get that. I'm not gonna have to deal with that.
Right.
And I was wrong.
Yep.
And I got a 10-fold, and I still
Mhm.
dealing with it 10 times fold after being out since 14. So 10
Right.
years more or less.
Right. Yeah, I
10
know.
years
I've had to talk.
next week.
I've talked to a few therapists since I got out to try and get through
I still
some of my things. That's important.
That's
That's important to talk to a professional. And of course, that is one of the reasons why we wanted to start this podcast, was to get guys like us, or we'll get women on too to broaden
absolutely.
the spectrum.
Yeah.
To get their take on it too, because that's very important too, getting that side of the Army and getting that side of,
Right.
conflict and everything like that. But for right now, that's I feel like that's the importance that we wanted to bring to this, was to be able to talk, shoot the shit, whether it's Army stuff, Army stories, loosen up a little bit about it, talk it through, and then just also talk about other stuff that's important to us, maybe our purpose and everything else that's going on in life.
Well, and what type of people, individuals that we've transitioned out of the military, whether it be on a med board or whether it be you retired or whether you ETS'd.
Right.
How did you transition in the civilian world and
Mm-hmm.
have what you have right now?
Right.
That's another thing that a lot of vets, guys that are getting out or getting med boarded out, don't have what we have right now, and maybe they need that.
Well, that's a good
feel
point,
like-
though, right? Because it's taken a long time to get what you have right now, right? From 2014 getting out, and that transition's not just a week-long process. It's a very long thing.
You don't get out of ACAP and realize that, hey, I've made it. I don't have nothing else to worry about. No. They don't tell you that stuff.
I remember being told when I was getting my orders and everything, to my DD-214 and all that fun stuff, when I was getting med boarding, going through ACAP. Yeah. Fort Polk in the rearview mirror. Yeah. Haven't seen it since. I don't plan on going back either.
I don't blame you.
I don't plan on going back. There's nothing there for me anymore. Mm-mm. So, yeah. And I feel like you probably should seek mental health and everything before you get out, but that's not offered.
I haven't stopped.
That's good.
I've talked to somebody since the day I was out of the Army. June 14th of 2014. I've talked to every day, whether it be on the phone due to COVID, or I go in and sit down and talk to somebody.
Wait, did you just say June 14th today? Today the day?
I mean June 19th. Sorry.
Wow, look at that.
Almost there.
Yeah,
10 years.
Almost there.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to talk to somebody, whether it be 3 months, 6 months, or I just need to call between appointments. But no, that's good mental health for yourself and for your family.
Yeah.
Because if you're at ease up here,
Mm-hmm.
and you're being able to talk about it and just go through everyday life with your family, it's easier on them.
And you can't put the burden on them to get you through this.
No.
That's not something.
I've done that.
Yeah. You need to talk to somebody that's able to put that in a box of their own, because they have clients, they have patients, and they know how to work around that so it doesn't become trauma for them.
You're right.
So you can't, like, my wife knows a lot of the stuff that I went through, but she helps me out quite a bit with things, and I'm sure your wife does, and I'm sure Ganglion's wife does too.
Yeah. We've been married 23 years, and she was there before Iraq, a year before Iraq, and was there the day, and still with me to the day I left out of the Army. So she knows.
Mm-hmm.
I have put a lot on her, but mental health.
She was with you while you were in the Army. So I feel like that's a totally different spectrum, because I met Julia 4 or 5 years ago. Ganglon, you met your wife, what, 12 years ago? 12 years ago after you got out. So we've met both of our wives.
Anniversary.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, fantastic.
Oh, that's right. You guys went to
many more.
Northern part of. You guys took some vacation up to northern Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
It was awesome. Good pictures.
Yeah. So definitely the same thing there. She's a trooper more than me sometimes, right?
Well, you're right.
Right.
But here's the difference between our wives.
Mm-hmm.
Your wives are dealing with a brand new animal, and this is after you all's trauma.
Right.
My wife got to see it a year before the regular me, and then it got worse every year.
Right.
Tenfold till I got out.
What's been taken, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, she had it good for a short period of time, but then, now don't get me wrong, anything since I got out to around here now, about half of that's been getting everything fine tuned. But I had to talk to somebody. But yeah, my wife's dealt with. She's a fucking saint.
Right.
If the pearly gates ain't open for her by the time it's time, something's wrong.
No, we don't have a chance.
Something's wrong.
Ain't no one going.
Ain't no one going.
We'll be out by the picnic table outside the motor pool, smoking cigarette butts and throwing them on the ground just so we could come out later and pick them up. That's where we're going to be. That's where we're going to be if she don't get it open. I'm telling you.
Right.
I'm telling you.
It's crazy. Yep, they definitely are saints. I know my wife is one.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. They're amazing.
Well,
it's something special too.
Oh, it's so special.
It's especially in this, I don't know, in this day and age, finding somebody that's willing to try to spend that time to understand you.
Well, yeah.
I feel like everything is just so instant gratification. Now we're not saying that you should have to put up with a bunch of nonsense.
Exactly. But you're right. You're exactly right.
I mean, that's not good for anybody.
That's a two-way street.
Right. But for them to understand, all right, this is what they're going through. This is how I can help, or this is how I can alleviate some things. And it goes a long ways when you get somebody that understands, that has that mental fortitude, just like we do.
They got to be strong-minded.
Yes.
They got to be. Yeah, I mean, they got to be up, hands down. She's my rock. The only thing I do is I might be the insulation on the outside, but she's what I lean on. Yeah,
Right.
she's what I lean on.
She makes
what it's
that
all
place
about.
home.
Oh,
She makes it home.
you're right.
Every time I come home, I see my daughter and her, and I'm like, hey, ain't nothing bringing me down.
That's where it's at.
Yeah. And that's been a totally different perspective too since having my baby girl almost 6 months ago. Next week it'll be 6 months. And
Wow.
I feel like I've calmed down a lot since then. I've been more patient with myself
You have to be.
because I can't have the stupid outbursts
No.
of
There's studies about that, Scott. You're
yeah.
right. No, there's studies that like your testosterone starts to wane just slightly because you don't need to be in that role so much. Now you need to be in that other role. You need to be
Yep.
more
Nurturing.
protective. Yeah.
You got to be more nurturing, more loving, more caring.
Being that
Yeah.
protector role, and you can't
Yeah.
protect if you're
destroying, right?
If you're
That
if you're
is true.
broken
Mm-hmm.
and you're just fixated on yourself, and that's what anger brings out. It just brings a lot of self-harm in yourself, and then it pushes everything outwards.
I think
All that
broken
negative energy.
was a perfect word to describe that. Broken.
Right. Yep.
Because
Just trying to put the pieces back together.
we're going to get through it.
Yep.
We might be broken, but we'll get through
And
it.
they're the glue.
And get fixed.
They're the
they're
glue.
there to fix it. You're right. They're there to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That's encouraging. I like that.
They're there to help keep the puzzle together. Mount it on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Know what I mean?
She's the glue that holds this family together.
Yeah, buddy.
I drink that every day.
Right on, dude. All right. So my next question is, since you've gotten out,
Yep.
I guess work-wise, what do you do now?
I work for the world's largest lateral lining company, and they're based out of Kenner, Louisiana, which is down by New Orleans.
So what does that do exactly?
We work in a sanitary sewer, and
Okay.
we install a cured in place pipe, which is CIPP. It starts out as felt. We impregnate it with our chemicals and our resin, and then when we blow the liner up to the shape of the hose pipe, it ambient cures, and then performs a new pipe within the existing pipe, which is cracked, broke, and that's why we're there. So,
all right.
it's trenchless technology.
That's crazy.
I've just recently started looking into that, and that's pretty cool. It's pretty good stuff, huh?
So the diameter of the pipe, how much does that shrink that down in like ratio perspective?
Main lines,
yeah,
they go main lines everywhere from maybe 8-inch to 96 or bigger.
Yeah.
We roughly, our company works in main lines from 8-inch to 36, and that is what I knew of last year. And then laterals are which, say your house discharges, all your wastewater goes out your house to somewhere.
To the street.
To the street. Now, if there's manholes, one manhole or the others, it's the line segment that your house discharges on. We line from that main line towards your house.
Okay.
So we're doing a service for the city, and we're also doing a service for the homeowner as well.
Oh, cool.
So
Important stuff.
Yeah, well, it's infrastructure, and they pass in bills every year.
There's also a whole section of time where they use pipes and the glue or something's real bad, and so there's a whole bunch of issues with that from like the mid 2000s, right?
Oh yeah, I mean tree roots. You know, we go in and clean the tree roots and the calcium, the human scum line, rocks, concrete. I mean, we go in and we clean all that out. So, and then
dirty work.
We're number one in the number 2 business.
You got to get Mike
Yeah.
Rowe with you to do dirty jobs,
Dirty
No.
biz.
dirty biz, dirty
Well,
business.
but no, I've been here almost going on 8 years.
Right on, man. Awesome.
So-
Congratulations. And you are team lead.
Yeah,
What would you call
I'm a
your role?
The superintendent.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Some big stuff.
Oh, it
You're a
is.
big man with big responsibilities.
Yeah, and I got 3 guys beneath me, so it's like
Uh-huh.
being and I take that situation, and it's back to my squad leader days, and I got 3 Joes.
Yeah.
Health and welfare, make sure they're paying
Yeah.
stuffs right, make
Uh-huh.
sure this, make sure that, make sure they're happy. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Well, make sure that they are well enough situated that they can show up for you.
yes,
And
and they
not-
got families they have to take care of too. So
absolutely.
that's
Taking care of them takes care of you, takes care of the business, takes care of the people that you're working for.
Cascading.
Yeah.
it is.
Little
And that's
trickle
why.
down.
Well, and again, I've been a civilian for going on 10 years, but the job situations, it's the same jobs you did in the Army.
Right.
So you're never getting a break from it. You're like, oh yeah, I remember when I had 3 guys underneath of me for whatever. Oh, and I had to make sure that this was right and this was right and that was right. And take care of this, take care of that, take care of this. It might be a civilian job and whatever, but then being a squad leader in the military
Yeah.
will over trump or carry over in those thoughts each and every day. So that's why mental health is important, because you never
Absolutely.
stop thinking about it. I don't stop thinking about it every day.
Well, you shouldn't.
It's just
It's just like working out or anything. You got to work out the mind. You got to keep it.
oh, you have to
Keep that
That's-
muscle moving.
That's the most important one.
Yeah, that's where everything starts.
Yeah.
I mean, you
You
can.
have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you get a regiment down, once you get a schedule, that's my problem, because I wake up in the morning, I put my clothes on, I'm out the door. Like, I don't have a morning routine, but get my clothes on and I'm running out the door. So that's one thing I do need to work on.
That's usually
So that's
mine.
one thing I need to work on. But I also need to go to bed earlier, and that would help with waking up
So,
earlier.
Scott, since you know you're leaving right away, you got to do your things that you want to do in the morning the night before.
Absolutely.
So, just
But
do,
then he'll
just do
he'll
2
stay up
things
all
tonight. Yeah,
he will stay up all night thinking about
I know.
should I do it again in the morning, and then you
Yeah.
get no sleep, but
Mhm.
you're up earlier. Think
Yeah.
about
I know.
It's
That's
all
the way it
yeah.
goes.
it. It
I
is.
don't
It's
know.
like the
I
little
have-
thing in the scales. What do we do here?
You're right.
Right.
I
Right.
kind of want it to be in the middle, but
hmm
you ain't never getting that. This ain't a utopia. You
Yeah.
ain't
You
getting it.
can't have your
You're not
cake and eat
giving.
it.
No,
What?
hell no.
You'd be tight
What are
roping,
you
trying to
talking
keep it
about?
balanced.
Well, you can't bake your own cake. You can bake your own cake and eat it, but your family can't give you a cake and you eat it too. Nah, you got to
Mhm.
juggle. It's this or that.
right.
It is.
Right.
It's so.
All right.
is.
Cool. We got
Do it.
some videos. So I wanted to celebrate the Army's birthday today, since it's our birthday. The Marines celebrate their birthday like it's a holiday, and I feel like the Army should too. And so today's Flag Day, and it's also the Army birthday.
June 14th, 1775.
1775. We are old.
Yes.
The Continental Army. And
Very
you know
old.
what came around the next year, right?
Oh yeah.
Our Declaration of Independence.
Yeah. It's because a whole bunch of people got
That's
together
right
and
around the
made-
corner.
Yeah. So that's right
They
around
signed
the corner.
their John Hancock.
At least one of them
The
did.
bottom line, yeah, right.
The other ones, maybe.
That is pretty crazy. That out of all of their signatures, to call a signature John Hancock, that's awesome. To be that
Well,
guy.
He wasn't a president. He wasn't.
Yeah.
Ben Franklin. He wasn't. Thomas Jefferson. He wasn't any of those guys that said, you know what? The hell with it. So he had a little bit in him too. Maybe a disgruntled employee of one of the others said, I'll fix you on the most important document ever. I'll fix you. So maybe there's
he
just
served.
a little bit.
He served as president of the Second Continental Congress and was the first and third governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
UMass.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's also very rich.
Well, of course. The Continental, the Continental Army is what we, know of today in 1775. Was started less than a year to our Declaration of Independence, 1776.
Yeah, buddy. It's pretty badass. Pretty crazy.
It's wonderful.
And we got a little video.
The official video for this year.
The official.
We got sound.
Ever since. This year marks our 249th birthday. From the Revolutionary War to today, Army soldiers and civilians have defended our nation's freedom and liberty.
Every day, our soldiers and civilians inspire me with their professionalism and commitment to being all they can be.
Our Army is the world's most powerful and effective land force.
Our motto is "This will defend." Those words make clear what we owe the American people. We will continue to keep that commitment as our Army has done for the past 249 years.
We answer the call to live with purpose, to make a difference, to stand firm when others may falter.
Since 1775, U.S. Army soldiers have answered the call to service, standing alongside one another to support and defend our Constitution, country, and the American people. This we'll defend.
As we look back on 249 years of service to our great nation, we recognize the people that make our Army great. You.
Happy birthday, Army.
Happy birthday, U.S. Army. Proud to serve with all of you.
Happy birthday, Army.
Oh, let me tell
Happy birthday to us.
Yes. Happy birthday to us. I tell you what.
Happy birthday, dear Army. Happy birthday to us.
Yeah. That was
Let's go. Let's
49 years.
Let's toast to that.
Years.
Let's toast to that, brothers. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, gents.
Yes, sir.
But hey, we can't forget about a couple weeks ago. What day that was? On June 6th, 1944.
D-Day.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's right there. Yeah, it's many years past.
Crazy.
We can't forget about
Right.
D-Day.
No, and there's a lot to D-Day that people don't understand. Is that like Omaha is just one beach, and then there was like 6 or 7 beaches that multiple countries were infiltrating on at the exact same time.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
To run up on trench warfare when it was first.
Yeah. That's
Brought
crazy. Just running into
and gas.
Just running into a kill box. You knew what was going on.
That was pretty much the year of belt-fed weapons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Nuts.
we can't take it away. Can't take it away from Patton. That's when he had his tank army as a captain.
Mm-hmm.
And General MacArthur, he was in that time frame too. So we had a lot of military-minded gentleman from out in the field to up to the top. But yeah, D-Day, it shaped a lot, and there was almost over 2 million lost within that whole war. I'd say about 2 million, all sides.
Yeah, I was reading something about the paratroopers.
You pulling that up?
Well, that was on memory. It just wasn't good. It just,
It happens.
So here's a Douglas
they
MacArthur
had no
quote.
control over where they were going once they jumped out of the planes. That
You're
was
right.
the issue.
Oh yeah,
That's
It
crazy.
You're going to land where you're going to land. There was
Mhm.
no. Well, and there's.
And they didn't jump at the right time, some of them, and so like it was dark. It was a crazy event.
Yeah,
Just
you're
the
having to
jumping out
do
of the planes
everything
and
at night.
The air assault itself was a feat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, everything at night.
Mm-hmm.
Everything at night. The B-52s was it? Yeah, B-52s. We're having to do runs at night. So, a little bit of history of my family. My dad is named after his great uncle Donald Cole. He flew Flying Fortress in France, and he was shot down in France.
Really?
Yep. So they have a tribute to him in France. I forget what city it is. So what happened was he got shot down. All of his guys jumped out of the plane. They parachuted out. They were fine. I don't know what happened to them afterwards, but he took the plane into a field. If he would have jumped out too, that plane would have went into either village. So there's 2 villages in that vicinity, and the plane was going down.
He
So
stayed.
he's able to steer it
keep it.
into it. Yep.
Yeah.
So he saved those French villagers. So he went down with the.
That's
Dude, he went down with the. It gives.
That's
it gives me
amazing.
goosebumps.
I
It gives
have
me
it too.
goosebumps. So
I
my
have it
dad
too.
has. We were able to find like an old picture of that squadron that he was in, and I made a big blown up picture of it and sent it to him. So he has his flag, his folded flag, and that picture, and then also a couple of other things, all his awards and everything. Yeah, it's so cool. It's crazy.
Beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, isn't it nuts?
Yeah,
America.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, so my dad came to visit too during Memorial Day weekend.
Yep.
And they went to. Well, I was at a wedding on Saturday. They went to Harrisburg and went to the Civil War Museum that they have in Harrisburg. And they found a cotton bale with the last name Hackney on it.
No way.
Yeah, a lot of Hackneys fought in the Civil War.
Oh, well,
now
it's a lineage.
On the losing end. But that's where we lived. We were on the southern part, Tennessee, Virginia, Texas, Alabama, Louisiana. That's where all those Hackneys were, and I feel like that's why you don't hear the Hackney name quite often, because
you probably
that was a lot of the men fought in that war.
Yeah, and the attrition rate was a lot more back then too.
Right. And everybody was fighting. It wasn't like this day and age. If you have 2 boys in your family, you can't have both of them deploy in the same unit.
No.
You got one's got to stay home or be in a totally separate unit. You can't have them both in a conflict and then lose both of them, and then that lineage is done. Like we can't have that now. I think that was a big thing in World War II.
Well, that was the old families. That was old beliefs. Like, you're not going to be able to carry on your last name.
Your legacy.
So that I think I might be wrong, but those were old family rules, strict, brought up family core values.
Mhm.
That if I'm not at the house, you're the next in charge.
Yep.
You're the one that takes care of this, that, and the third. Nowadays,
baby
it's,
brother.
Now it's just
Well, you have
everything's
that.
kinda
You had that. So there's
just
two movies that I
separation
think
from
about. There's two movies that I think about with that.
Pearl Harbor.
In that subject is you got Saving Private Ryan, and then
That's
you've
it.
got The Patriot.
Oh, with Mel
And the
Gibson.
Patriot, in The Patriot, the smallest boy dies from the redcoats coming in and shooting him, right?
Yes.
And then the
yes.
older boy, he ends
Well,
up
he
joining
didn't
the
wanna-
Continental Army.
didn't want him to take his brother.
Right.
And that's. But yes, you're right. You're right.
Well,
It was Saving Private Ryan, not what I mentioned. But yes,
Pearl Harbor.
you're not Pearl Harbor. But you're exactly right. The Ryan family was the one that dealt with that in Saving Private Ryan.
and they had three boys.
Yes, and they all just kept getting drafted, and he was
Yeah.
still drafted, but the last one. So I mean, how ironic is that? We don't want to lose our last
Crazy.
one, but yeah, we'll send him over until he is the last one, and there would be a possibility of losing him. So I mean,
Crazy.
it's just. But no, nowadays it's if you say you want to go, it don't matter if you're all there all at once.
Yeah, I'm the oldest of three, and all of us have been in the Army.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my brother Chris, he's the second oldest. He's 2 years younger than me. He commissioned in the Army. He was Signal Corps. So he was stationed at Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to live in Lawton before he joined the Army years before, and that's where he ended up getting stationed at, which was pretty crazy enough.
Yeah.
So he knew the area quite well, and we have some family down in Lawton too. So that was really nice.
That makes it easier too. Makes it a lot better. Oh yeah.
And then my baby brother Patrick, he's 10 years younger than me. He ended up joining. Now he was an MP. So
all that MP stands for is multi-purpose.
I guess so.
That's very true.
Well,
yes.
When you're an MP and you're back in garrison, what do they have you do?
Oh, it used to be gate duty, but it's not even that anymore.
It's everything but your job.
Right. Yeah, my brother.
But it's everything that you
my brother had
to do when you signed up for that MOS. That's why.
I guess so. Yeah, it's like the infantry.
I don't want to
upset like the infantry without being. The infantry without being infantry.
The way I see that role is Metz was an MP, and then he got to Iraq, and he was driving the route clearance vehicle. So, exactly, you're
pretty
both
crazy.
Yeah. So now you're doing EOD's job.
He was EOD. He had the patch.
Oh, so yeah,
exactly. That dude is cool.
They just you went from cooking to route clearance.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what that dude's up to. I haven't heard about him in a while.
I'm gonna look him up.
Everyone's a rifleman before they do any job.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Everyone in the
That's
military.
What clicked it all for me.
Rifleman.
I was like, wow, look at this,
Dude, everyone's a rifleman, and then you go and do your specific job. So I think
like
of that too.
The first 3 weeks of basic, actually, like the first 2 weeks of basic, you got your M16, and you got to learn how to shoot it,
take it apart, clean it. So everybody learned that first before they went to do their MOS. Right? You're right.
Yeah.
So everybody's a rifleman first and foremost.
I learned a lot
too.
I
won't like to hear that, but I don't care. I give hugs to them all.
I feel like they got a little bit more time on the range than we did, but still fun
for sure.
Well, I'm
that's
left.
Their job. I'd
So
be
I'm
a little
left-handed.
uneasy if we
Right.
as motor pool was out on the range and we never
Just-
seen the
Just
infantry.
knocking down doors. Hey, you
I would be
there?
like, hey guys, what are you guys doing? Are you in there turning wrenches for us?
Excuse me.
What's
Excuse
going
me.
on? Yeah,
Excuse me. Are you around here?
you're right.
That's what it would look like
So
from time to time.
you're exactly right. So yeah, I feel where you're coming from. I would be a little upset, but I
Or
enjoyed
you
my
just
time.
come in with 2 wrenches. You'd be like, who's getting it?
Well,
If you
it
can
gotta
dodge a
be-
wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. So
That's a good
when
one.
I was in basic, I was shooting right-handed. I couldn't hit anything. I wasn't hitting paper at all.
Are you
I'm left
right-handed?
I'm left eye dominant. I didn't know that.
Ooh.
Yeah. With the
Now I
rifle. Yeah, so my stepdad was in the Army. He never taught us how to shoot. Crazy enough. He didn't teach us how to shoot. So when I joined the Army, I didn't really know how. And I was like, oh, okay. Just put it.
This
I'm
is how
right-handed
it
and
feels
everything.
comfortable. Right.
I'm right-handed in throwing, riding, everything. I'm right-handed. I can kick a soccer ball right-footed, kick a field goal right-footed. Everything's on the right side. So I thought, shoot right-handed, whatever. And then drill sergeant came up to me and goes, "Let me give you a test." And you put your hand up in a triangle, and you put an object in the middle of the triangle with both eyes open, and then you close each eye, and whatever eye puts that object in the middle, that's the eye that you're dominant in.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I found out that I was left-handed, and I'm shooting, and then boom, 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 boom. Oh, dude, I was money after that.
Never
I couldn't
knew that.
miss. Couldn't miss.
I
Now
was
Spofford
taught-
is the sharpshooter of the group.
Yeah.
You
basic.
got the sharpshooter
I was
award in
taught
basic.
in basic.
Mm-hmm.
What hand dominant are you? Right.
Yeah.
You're right eye dominant.
Mm-hmm.
That was 99.
Not the case.
That's what we were told. So, you know
Right,
what?
that's
I
not the
could
case.
be.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do it?
Right eye dominant.
Yeah.
Yep. So he was right. Lucky for him.
Yeah. You're
Sorry
lucky
I
for
said
him.
that.
Well,
Sorry
I
said
mean,
that, drill sergeant.
you're hitting target, so it had to be right, right?
Oh yeah. And
I mean, now you've got scopes and everything that help you out. So I mean, you can switch if you have a scope,
Yeah.
but if you're looking iron sights, totally different.
oh,
One of the
Totally
keys
different.
was the lack of shooting going in. I just listened to what they said, and they
Right.
even said if you have a lot of time hunting, this is going to be difficult for you because you're not going to listen to what I'm saying. You're just going to do it the way you've been doing it.
yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna listen to this guy then, because I haven't really done it yet. I shot one time with my uncle in Texas. He's a cop, and we were shooting some M16. And other than that, I just listened to him and then just stayed calm and got 38 out of 40. So Nelson always holds that over me. He got 40 out of 40. So.
well, that's because you already had glasses.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's because you already had glasses.
If you look at Nelson, and you were to talk to him for half an hour,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were to talk to him for half an hour,
mother trucker,
there's no way that you would be like, yeah, he shoots perfect.
No. Because you think
the Corey
he'd be
duel,
like
I guess,
in some machine, like a computerized box, shooting people. He looks like a nerd.
He's got photographic memory.
Yeah.
He remembers
like
everything.
A nerd, but I know it.
Yeah.
I know Corey.
Yeah. So I can't bring up the 38 without hearing the 40. So,
in basic though.
After all these years, it's great.
I know. I was gonna say something about that. Oh, so when I got to Iraq, we all remember Sergeant Rob, right? Big killer. Big killer, right?
Killer.
So he came up to me when we were in Kuwait, And he's like walking up all somber with his 249. He's like, "Hey, killer."
He always
I
carried
forget.
249. We
Yeah.
both carried one, and we was in the
Yeah.
same platoon, the same
Yeah.
motor pool. He wouldn't
Yes,
give it up.
He was sad. No, our first sergeant made him give it up. And he's like, "Hey, killer." He had a name for it too, and I forgot it. And probably like Big Bertha or something.
Oh, Big Bird,
I don't know.
probably.
That was
story about
big-
Big Bird, but hey,
Yeah, we're not gonna go into that.
yeah.
It's for another. That's
we
for
love Big Rob.
Oh, North Carolina.
We love Big Rob.
Rob, man.
Killer,
Oh,
go get me a bird. Go get me a bird,
Dude.
killer, from the DFAC.
yeah.
So anyways, he comes up to me and he's like, he's got both hands on the 249, like he's about to put it in a casket. He's burying it. So he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, killer, I need that M4 off of you, and you're gonna take this."
It was
And
like
I said,
it was kind of like an ultimatum, like you're going to pay.
yeah.
But
Oh,
at least
man,
he
was
came
not
to
happy
you.
about it.
At least he
Yeah.
came to you, though.
He's like, "Hey, killer, I love you. I know you're gonna take care of this girl, treat her like she's your own and everything like that." And I was like, all right, sorry, Rob. I didn't want to carry it. That thing's heavy. Every time I walk in, it would just slap me in the leg. I'm walking around like this.
I loved it.
Like years after I got out, I still walked like I still had it.
I had it in
still
my
had
rack
it on my thigh.
all the way till the last year up until I retired. So
Yeah.
from 2003, all the way till 2012, I had the 249 song.
Yeah.
I loved it, man.
I learned to love it.
So I was
Dan
fun.
gave
I
me
loved
his.
it. I couldn't get a
So-
240 Bravo, so I had to take a 249.
Yeah.
That's
You wanted
why.
to
all
be
they had.
Rambo up there?
I wanted the pig. They wouldn't give me the 60. And everybody, thought I was infantry anyway. And I was like, no, I just work down at the motor pool. And they're always like, come to the
Right.
dark side. I said, I deal with enough of the dark side.
Right.
So I don't need to come over there full time.
No, sir. No, sir,
No.
Bob.
But no, I love the 249 song. God,
So with
I loved it.
the area weapon that is.
Squad area
um,
weapon.
Yep. I was trying to remember the squad. I was like, saw. Anyways,
No worries.
so with the squad area weapon, since I'm left-handed, you still don't shoot it left-handed.
You
Do
can't.
not do that. You can't. Oh, smoke in your face.
Oh.
Rounds in your face. So we were shooting
And
in
gas.
Iraq.
Oh yeah.
We were shooting in Iraq, and I'm just shooting it, doing my 3-second burst, and I had to pick my head up out of the smoke, and I'm like, pow, 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 pow,
Big
But
dose
no-
of blood.
Nobody else was doing that.
Like my whole face is just black from everything. And so I was like, you know what? The second round, I'm gonna switch to my right hand.
But
And then I
nobody
was just
said
like,
anything.
"Ah!" No, nobody said anything. I'm just dying. out there.
Oh,
I need
man,
my
you-
gas mask to
Oh,
shoot this.
You got
Yeah.
dusted, man.
Yeah, you do.
Nobody
You got
told me
straight
that.
dusted.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, it took like a year and a half off your life right there.
oh my
Ugh.
goodness. No
All the
wonder I have
carcinogens.
faces.
I should
Yeah.
probably get that
You
evaluated.
need a separate claim just for all the inhalation.
Yeah. Phoo-wee. That was a lot. That was a lot.
Yep.
That was 300 rounds. It's okay.
Oh,
Yeah, so Spofford had a great idea. Ganglion had a great idea when he was shooting. He's like, I know there's a 2x4 behind there. I'm just gonna saw through it. Because he had the saw. He's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna saw through that piece of wood. And he did. There's like this much of the wood missing. at the end of.
I got a
at the end
picture
of the
somewhere
shooting.
of it.
I was like, why didn't I think of that?
I said
Why
I had to
couldn't I
use the
have
saw
just-
to saw through the wood. It was my one
Yeah.
opportunity. I don't know.
Just nuts.
It was the same time that someone else used their whole magazine, and their target was still pristine.
Oh, that was D's.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah.
He may have thought like it was at the Brown, like at any county
No.
fair.
So
You gotta
so
punch
I
the
have
saw
I have
out.
a theory. I have a theory on what he was doing. So he shot. So they gave him 200 round drums and an extra bullet.
Oh, he was using the saw.
He was using the saw and he missed his target completely. It was clean. Nothing on it. My theory is he was shooting at somebody else's, but also I just don't know if he was aiming at the right thing. Because knowing the guy, you got to get there's big backstory on D's.
I think it was just like you're saying. I think he was on the wrong lane.
I think he was looking at the wrong lane, and
I think he was looking at the wrong lane.
I think somebody had like 400 rounds peppered in a corner of their paper.
You could be right. You could be right.
I
That
just
guy's
remember
like,
the range
look
officer
how
being
good
like,
I am.
"You're out of ammo."
Yeah,
You're out of ammo, but confused because
just-
the target was still untouched.
untouched.
That's who I
Nothing
want
on
to
it.
have that 249 now.
Oh no!
That's right,
They're
suppressive
going.
fire king.
Them bullets are going somewhere. Let's hope.
Downrange.
They're going places, not the right place, but they're going
right.
places.
Let's hope they're not. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you see his muzzle flash, and they're like, "All right, well, he's not shooting us."
Yeah, you're right.
Blame it on the short barrel.
I had that.
Mhm.
I had the short barrel and the plunger stock.
Yep. I think we all had a backup barrels. One was long, and I was not going to carry the long barrel.
Oh well, that's what I had to carry in Iraq was the long barrel and the long fixed buttstock.
Yeah,
And
forget that.
Oh,
That's rough.
yeah.
Forget that. It's
15
hilarious.
months worth of that, baby.
But yeah, all three of us had to carry the saw. That's awesome.
Oh,
So
I
at
love
the end of Iraq, we had to turn all of our weapons in, and we ended up getting these long ass M16s.
yeah. They're like
Longest
muscles.
M16s with the fixed buttstock. So there was like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
the blunderbuss.
Paddle. Yeah.
I think it did.
So-
Stupid long. Was it
So,
the A2?
Did you? Yes.
The M16 A2?
It may have been the A3.
Yeah. Oh,
Maybe
really?
the
I
A3.
had the A2s.
May have been the A3, A2. It was A2 because I think I have.
All I know is I had an M4 and Kyle ran up to me and said, "You're carrying the saw now." This thing hadn't even been fired once. I had the saw for like 1 minute out of the lockup and it all changed. He said, "Thank goodness I carried this for 15 months. It's your turn."
So I have a
Kyle,
AR-15
that little
A3.
jerk. That little jerk. You have an A3?
Yeah, this is an A3 Colt. It's an AR-15 A3.
Oh, AR-15.
Yeah.
We did have Colt M4A1s when I was a Campbell.
It's
though.
the civilian model.
Yeah. But we
Yeah.
had Colt M4A1s when I was a Campbell.
Yeah. That's
But
what
if
we
you
ended
didn't-
up getting.
If you didn't
later
have
on.
a 249 saw in at Fort Polk when I went to Iraq, you had an M16A2.
Yeah.
So them things they dragged the ground.
Yeah. So I remember going on a recovery mission with Nelson. So Nelson and I were at the back of a convoy, and we're doing some resupply mission. So we're in the back. We're the second wrecker. Well, one of the Huskies up front for EOD, it ended up an EFP ended up going EFP. Yeah. Ended up going through the steering column. That's all it touched. That's all it touched was because it's on the outside of the Husky. It's exposed. So it went through the steering column. That's all it hit. But it was disabled. So we went up there and got it. We couldn't cage the brakes on this thing. We couldn't get the brakes killed. This is so funny. So Nelson's driving. I'm passenger. We couldn't get the brakes caged. The entire time I'm trying to get the feet hooked up to the Husky. My 249 is just swinging around and slapping me in the hand. Each time the muzzle's just slapping me right in the hand. I'm like, ah! I wanted to set that thing down so bad next to me, but I knew I couldn't.
Oh, that's grand.
So I'm just like this, trying to hook everything up with one hand. It's like, why are we doing this? Anyways, so we hooked up that Husky with the brakes locked, and we brought it back with the tires on fire. The tires are smoldering, and we were dragging that thing through the gate, and everybody's so pissed. They're like, what are you guys doing? You guys know how to do your jobs? They're like, nope. Right in. You're welcome.
He said, nope.
Ain't no time.
Guess who gets to fix it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so we brought it back in, and everybody's like, well, why didn't you cage the brakes? We're like, well, they weren't doing it. They weren't catching.
That's right.
They weren't loosening up. So.
What else are you supposed to do?
What we were supposed to do, hang out there for an hour or so for somebody to come bring us a special tool.
Yeah.
Or to take the tires off completely and lift it up some other way. How are you supposed to do it?
Or try to drop all the drive shafts and break them little bolts off of the U-joints. For sure.
Take the brakes out completely and then just roll it.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't happening. We were bringing that thing in on fire.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite stories.
Everybody thinks that the mechanics will ever run into nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's supposed to happen to that technical manual.
No, yeah, exactly.
It doesn't.
Exactly.
Well, I was the wrecker. I was the wrecker in COIC. And I was out there.
Hotel 8.
I was Hotel 8. My call sign was Hooker 60.
Hooker 60.
And
you are a hooker.
The best. And then I signed for the new the MRV wrecker from Miller. The
MRV.
Yeah, the
MRV wrecker.
The MRAP version of the.
Oh, I never seen those.
What?
We just had the Hemmt version.
Yeah, we just. Oh,
I had to Hemmt all the way to the Hemmt A4s. So I had the Hemmt A4, but I also signed for the MRV.
Wow.
The MRV.
I think super cool. So I'm going to share my screen real quick so that people can see this.
I am interested. You're peeking.
I hope that I don't ruin. So there it is.
Yeah.
That's what it was?
Oh, that's clean.
That's cool.
Yeah, I did my MRV training in Afghanistan, but behind the front of the cab is an MRAP International.
Yeah. Right.
The bed to all the way past the back two axles to include the boom and the pulley systems were based off the Miller systems that civilian sectors have for the semi-truck wreckers. So they got with Miller and designed that. And I did the training there at Kandahar. And
in Afghanistan.
And so that was my wrecker after that. But it had the RPG cage on it, the little
whatever. Naturally.
But
that little oil box that's on there.
Yeah. But that wrecker's name was Big Snot.
Big Snot.
Yeah, Big Snot, because it was kind of slow. Of course, we were always last anyway, so we called it Big Snot. But we had
they're all slow.
Yeah. Well, we had
even the Hemmets are slow.
Well, the Hemmets are slow. Well, hell, they got 8 axles too.
Hold on.
But anyway, we had a Navistar civilian rep out there that worked on international and so on and so forth. Well, he had a big mustache. It was like yours, Hackney, but it was Ron Jeremy thick.
Yeah.
So, well, I painted a black mustache on the front, and then on the boom, I spray painted Ron Jeremy. But that system there was over $1 million to sign for, because it had the Jaws of Life on it.
Ooh-wee.
It had a welder type contraption, almost. I think it burned over 10,000 degrees, so it could cut through the armor plates that we use and all that in the glass. So I mean, it had everything revolutionized, just like what the civilian sector would have at that point in time. All the bells and whistles.
And what a lot of people may not understand is that when you took delivery of that vehicle, it was like the newest of the new, right? Like, because we took delivery of some other MRAPs, and we had hand-drawn manuals. Nothing existed. It was as new as it could get.
Yep.
So pretty cool, pretty exciting tech.
Yeah, and we were the Army was going to be the last ones to get all that paperback material in the first place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that thing. I had a 3-stage Jake brake on it. If you had it on stage 3 and let off the gas at coming through the gate speed, throw you forward, man. It was, I loved it. I loved it. I loved being on the Wrecker.
That was my favorite time in Iraq. Was being in the Wrecker.
Yes.
Yeah. Minus the one time that I ran over a roadside bomb. Minus that time. It was my favorite time.
Well, minus the time that we was in Afghanistan. We had a bunch of unimproved roads. And I had already taken the Wrecker out to pull the X-ray Humvee at the front.
Sounds like my story.
That morning. Come back through. There was one of the infantry guys. I can't think of what they were called. But anyway, we had an infantry unit within our battalion. So they were out doing whatever, and they got stuck. So I had to go pull them out. So then they're like, hey, well, while you're in the Hemmt, just go around and check all the 3K generators at all the guard posts that the Afghan National Army was posting every day. So I was like, well, hell, we got to go. So I go, the motor pool's over here. So I went straight, and then the road kind of turned. Well, that road let go, and I was like on my side, but kind of more over than parallel.
Right.
So I let my TC climb out, and I said, get back. I'm going to put it in 8x8 and try to climb up back onto the road, which I knew wasn't going to happen. But I was like, I'll give it a shot. So I 8x8 it, and it just went on its top. So it rolled
the rest of the way
from the road all the way down. And I got my heels locked by the battalion commander. My commander, I got put a parade rest by the battalion sergeant major, our first sergeant, my platoon sergeant. I mean, the team chief, the meadow, all them guys.
Yeah.
But they did their safety inspection or whatever and was like, well, that road was not improved enough because it was dirt and the tires just fell right off of it. But no, I loved it up until that point.
Right.
I didn't like that situation though.
So this is so I'll share a picture of a Hemmt for anybody that's that's watching up until this point. So I think let's go to
Yeah.
that one.
Oh, I drove a Hemmt too. I drove the Hemmt
So
Field.
that's what it looks like.
Oh yeah, that's A2.
Yep. So that's
Because
what we were driving.
The spare tire's still strapped on by the strap. It's not on the thing for the tire lift. But I love that vehicle.
Dude, it was awesome. That thing was a dog when you got it rolling, when you got it going like 50 miles an hour, even though
it only went 55.
I ever hit that speed. I don't even think I hit that speed in Iraq. I think the most I went was 20. So the instance that where is it? There. So the instance that Nelson and I had to recover that Husky, the Iraqi police was on the right side of the road. They were on the shoulder. And then our convoy was on the left near the median. They all pulled over. Well, we didn't have enough room to go in between them, but we were still making our way through. Man, we hit every mirror on those Iraqi police trucks. We just annihilated all of them. Just
we paid for it anyway.
Pow, the entire way through. That was so funny. Oh, that was so funny. I was like, no, we're hitting them all. Let them move over. He's like, they can't move over any further. We're just going. I was like, if we stop right now, because 10 minutes before that, there was a bomb on the other side of the road. Probably like 50 feet away from Nelson and I. And we're just sitting there. We're hearing the comms. And we're like, hey, we need to get record number 2 up to the front. And we're like listening. And we're like, okay, we're about to get ready. Then boom, they tried to blow up one of the Iraqi army's Humvees on the other side. Because we started seeing people scatter right before that. We went, oh no, we're just doing this. We're stuck. And we're like, we're looking to where everybody's disappearing from. And then boom, it goes off. And then I look at Nelson. I went, are we reporting that? Like, we already have our combat action badges at this point. We don't need any more paperwork. We already got it all. And then he's like, nope, we're just going to go to the front right now. And we are beelining right there. Pow, 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 pow. Mirror, 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 mirror. It's like tree. Whack, 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 whack. So funny. Dude, I
was never given my cab badge.
No. What?
Never.
What?
Never.
You're cabless?
Yeah. I am.
That's no bueno.
Figure out
I'll give you mine.
That's all right.
I'll give you mine.
I saw something about that. I'm gonna look into it actually.
But that was one I didn't get. Even before they were like, oh, here's the new cab badge.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't grandfathered in on previous deployments to get a cab badge.
Right.
So it's whatever.
That stinks.
That's one I didn't get.
But
I got a lot of good other ones though.
You were there.
Yeah.
Oh, I was there. All right.
How full is your rack?
I think 14.
Damn. That's nice.
Yeah.
Mine's at 8.
Yep.
For 4 years in.
And I got a lot of.
You got me. And you got a lot of doubles and triples on a couple.
My overseas
Afghanistan one.
Afghanistan has
3 or 4.
2 stars on it.
Uh-huh.
When I was in Iraq, I was there for 3 campaigns, so that's got 3 stars on it.
Flip. I was thinking it was the other way.
My overseas ribbon has numeral 6 on it.
Uh-huh.
Of course, my NCOES has
14 times
2.
Or add 3, 2, 5 plus 6.
My NATO ribbon is.
You have like a sheet like this.
I got one that was different for Kosovo, and then the other one, the one is just blue and white,
Interesting.
I think it's got 3 or 4 on it. No, numero 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Impressive, dude. That is a resume.
it is.
Whenever
When
you
you-
go to any job interview, just put it on your t-shirt.
Oh, it's on my
Stick-
resume. They get to read it
I know.
first,
It's
and I'll
like at
allow
the
them
bottom. It's like
I'll
at the
allow them to
bottom.
research it too.
Like at the bottom part, I put Purple Heart recipient. And they're like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
I put all that on there. Awards,
Yeah.
driver's badge, mechanic's badge, my
Mhm.
expert, BRN badge. That's
Shooting.
on there.
Yeah, shooting
So
badge. Grenadier badge.
I did get to qualify.
Yeah,
My-
it's on there,
when I
right?
was in Germany. When I was
Yeah.
in Germany,
Yeah.
we still qualified for that.
I wish I would have. I don't remember
Dude.
doing it. I threw grenades in basic, but that was just 2 grenades.
No, we went through the course when we was in Germany.
Hey, let's bring some grenades to Kentucky.
It's
I'm
legal.
just kidding.
Sure.
We'll go to a range.
I don't.
We'll find a class 3 dealer who can handle them for us, and it'll all be fine.
That's the. Well, let me do this. That's the proper way to do it.
It'll be all right.
But this guy here, he just wants to get them. He just wants to get them.
We can substitute, use the old. What is it called? They have those other those targets you shoot at. They explode. The exploding targets.
Tannerite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Yeah, we can get some tannerite.
It's
Yeah, we
pretty
can get
loud.
some tannerite too.
It is pretty loud.
Let's put some tannerite in a watermelon.
All right. In a helmet.
Yeah, why not? We can paint it blue and put UN.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, the United Nations. I had to fight alongside them in Iraq. Let me tell you, it was. I think it was August 16th of 2003.
Yeah.
Somewhere around in there when their compound got annihilated.
Yeah.
I had just went for my E5 board and we was coming out the front gate in canvas Humvees with no doors. And I'm sitting on top. We had a cot laid across the 2 backboards that would be for people sitting in the back.
Yeah.
So we had a cot laid across, and I sat in the middle of the cot with my bipod down on my 249 as the gunner. That was our gun truck. And the UN compound was it was in shambles. Smoke was billowing. Pretty sure it was August of 03. The UN bomb. Yeah, it was bad.
Trying to look up Humvees with canvas doors.
Yeah.
So people
no,
can get a.
Nelson's told me a story too about the second ACR and the canvas doors and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Remember- yeah.
Yeah, Desert
That's what it was.
It was the Wild
Storm
West.
and Desert Storm and 2002. Man, you were rolling in there naked.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Insane.
Oh yeah.
And even our wreckers and whatnot, when we were in 08, the steel was only that thick on those wreckers. We didn't have the thick doors like the MRAPs had, or the exterior oil. I don't know what it was, but it was like a tank that sat on the outside of the MRAP for the RPGs and the EFPs that would cool the EFP before it hit the armor.
Yeah.
So we were putting windshields up on the front doors of the Humvees to cool the EFP because glass turns into a liquid when it gets hot, and then it hits the door, it dents the door, it doesn't fly right through it.
Probably.
That's what the EFPs are doing.
Changing the direction of energy.
Yeah.
We didn't have.
Nope, you didn't have that.
No. And even when I signed for that MRV, my last deployment in Afghanistan, The Hemmt Wrecker we had before that
Yeah.
had the Category 1 up armor.
Yeah, that's what the Hemmett's had.
So the one stage above,
Canvas.
turtleback, the plastic doors, fiberglass doors.
Yeah.
That's what was on that Hemmt Wrecker that I was driving off the base in like 2009 or 10.
Yeah. You
When
still
all
had that
when
with
all
the
the
record.
technology was there, I'm riding
Yeah.
around in a tin box,
Yeah, they
wrapped in
could've-
aluminum foil.
That's essentially what it was. Well, I mean, if anybody wants to look up
100%.
Humvee with canvas doors, you can go on Facebook Marketplace and look those up.
M998
Yeah.
nomenclature's
still-
M998.
Hey, I'll be
So-
right.
So I do eventually want to get enough land is get a PLS, a Hemmt PLS, and turn
The
it into a
palletized
camper.
loading system.
And turn it into a camper. Yeah, budget BOV.
I gotta see that. Actually, I gotta be
Yeah.
part of that.
Hold on. You do. I mean, we're all gonna take a trip in it.
And have everything come off that
PLS BOV.
metal
We definitely have it.
trailer floor down them wheels. Everything would be attached to that. And then you
So
just
it
pick it up in one
essentially
swoop and leave.
be something like this. Let me share my screen real quick. Share screen. Just like that. Something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, there would be an AC unit right there. Probably all open windows coming down here, a screen door popping out, and then with this you can unload it and then load it. So
That's
you
exactly
can go
what I
wherever
was
you
getting
want
at.
and park the truck elsewhere, or get
That's-
a little ladder that comes down back here. to
Oh,
help
that's
you
pretty
in.
sweet.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh, that's pretty slick.
And have it just like this.
Oh, that'd
That'd be so cool. Maybe
Oh,
put
yeah.
a putting green on the top up here that you can roll out and you can putt on top.
You went too far.
I mean, let's go. If you're gonna do it, go all out.
No, I don't. Maybe a couple kegerators for me. No putting golf, no driving.
Oh, that's definitely gonna be it.
Well,
Spofford, you're still muted.
Sorry, I'm back.
There you go. Oh, hey.
I was saying I love the Hemmt. I drove the Hemmt Fueler for a while.
Dude, that's crazy.
those things are heavy.
And it was-
Yeah.
yeah. One time on mission, of course, I was messing around. I put that sucker in neutral for no reason, and it turned off. Right, and so then this thing died in the middle of the convoy, and like the TC who was from the infantry company I was driving with was all like, "The Hemmt Fueler's dead. It's dead." And I'm like, "Oh, it's fine. It's fine." And we're like rolling, but it's like off. And so like I'm like trying to find neutral, like trying to get it started again, and then finally I get it go. But yeah, for like 30 seconds, the whole convoy was dead because I was fucking around with the gear shift.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
The neutral
great.
safety switch said, "Nope, not today."
I bypassed many of them in them Humvees.
Ping.
Yeah, man.
You are offline. You are offline. You are offline. Put back in gear. Overdrive, please.
Yeah,
Overdrive.
it's like, oh, this is
Anybody?
not the time to, oh, this no, turn
It's
back
like-
on. Let's go.
It's like you're trying to save gas going downhill. You're like neutral. Terrible idea, kids. Do not do neutral drops.
Don't do neutral drops in Iraq on convoy. It's not good.
No. Or on gravel roads in a big truck. No.
No. Don't do it.
I did take the fueler at my work at the power plant when I was there, and I realized, oh, when the ground's wet, I can do a burnout in the fuel truck.
Yeah.
I just have to turn the wheel really hard.
Mhm.
It has to be like the perfect angle. And then eventually someone must have saw me, but it was like 2 months later. My boss is like, "I'm going to have to stop doing burnouts in the fuel truck." And I'm like, okay.
No.
Well, we were doing.
I don't even
you were
fight
doing,
it. Just okay.
You were doing burnouts in Iraq in the contact
true.
truck.
Mitch and I took the
Oh,
front drive shaft off, and so we
the
had
old contact trucks.
yeah, we had a custom contact truck that was for show only.
I had the same contact truck in Iraq.
Yeah.
We
Man, I think it was
get the
Perez.
We didn't get the Humvee one until 10th Mountain Division, 4th Brigade down a pole. Yep.
It was pretty nice. Yeah, we stole honey buns with that thing.
Yeah, it could still be in Iraq. It never came home.
Yeah, we left it there for 82nd.
No,
It probably had half the tools that it was supposed to have. Yeah, they're like, where's all the inventory? I was like, I don't know, order them.
All right, but
yeah,
we can get too far
they're
ahead.
getting a
of
shortage
these
in
great
it.
videos I found.
Oh yeah.
You guys ready for this?
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
we're ready for videos.
All right. I'm not sure you are, but let's do it.
Yo, Moonshine Honey, you don't want to be in the shot. No, you just said
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh,
Disclaimer, I don't know why I have this, but I found it.
Oh,
there's so much going on.
Sergeant Thomas.
Oh,
boy.
Thomas, I gave it to him in there.
Old Gumby.
Oh, yes, Gumby.
Gumby.
Yeah, that video. Ooh-wee.
That dude was, he's awesome, dude. Don't get me wrong.
asked
I
about
love
the
that
neck
dude.
issues because he got you back.
Where am I going? Lift your head up, you big-headed bitch, right here. Ready? You're fine. Ready? Close your eyes. Ready? Shut your mouth. I don't want to see about your tongue. Close them. Close your eyes.
Close my eyes.
Ready?
Yeah.
You hit me right there.
Yeah. When Sergeant Jones heard about that and saw that video and down the motor pool, he pulled us.
Not happy about it.
He
Sergeant
talked about
Jones.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sergeant Jones was the man.
Sergeant Jones was the man.
He was great. He was great.
Him and Sergeant Rob were perfect for the motor pool when we were in Iraq.
They were perfect for Afghanistan. They were perfect back at Polk.
Oh.
Them two were just like some junkyard dogs, man. They were just.
They made life easy.
Old school. They were gritty. They didn't believe, the hype.
Well, they knew how to get the job done with all the bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Without all the bullshit.
You're
It's like,
exactly
hey,
right about that.
like, Sergeant Rob, hey, Killer, I need for you to do this. And I'd be like, Sergeant Rob, I am your man. Like, I don't volunteer for a lot of things, especially in the Army.
I get voluntold.
Yeah. You're like, hey, I need 2 volunteers. For what? I need 1 volunteer. Nope.
No.
I keep my mouth shut. I don't make eye contact with the person that is talking. I look in a different direction or down at my feet. I try and make it to where I am invisible. I am in camo. You can't see me. You can't hear me. I am not right in front of you. Absolutely not. But Sergeant Rob comes up to me. Sergeant Jones comes up to me. I was like, I'm your man, because I knew that there was no BS with it.
Oh yeah, they needed it done.
Like I need you to get the forklift and to move that vehicle over there, move that over there, or get the Bobcat. That's a whole different story. I got the Bobcat stuck in the mud in the motor pool. That was fun. And then I had to get the forklift to unstick the Bobcat, and I think the forklift got stuck.
You weren't.
And then we had to get the.
You weren't.
We had to get the wrecker.
You weren't the wrecker guy, were you at this time?
No,
I don't think so.
I'm glad. I'll take it.
No, and then I got the wrecker. Yeah, and then I got the wrecker, and I pulled all three out, or the other two out. That was good times. But hey, I got to play with the wrecker.
You did.
This is before I knew anything about the wrecker. I was just out there just hooking stuff up and pulling it out. I was just a good old boy at that time.
Oh, shit.
That was a
Good
whole
times.
other area, the wrecker area.
That's
Get your
fine.
own thing on.
Fun times. Oh man, Sergeant Jones was like, "Hey, get this done." I'm like, "Got it."
He was first.
So
sergeant
I'm gonna.
when I showed up.
Yeah, he was acting first sergeant, and then Williams
Really?
came in afterwards.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, he was.
Who was
smoked-
our
he
commander?
smoked Newports. Sergeant
Yes.
Jones did.
Yeah.
Who was you guys' platoon leader at the time? Was it
Knox.
Knox. What, Lieutenant Robinson?
Knox was our. No, I'm sorry. Knox is our platoon sergeant.
Oh, guy with glasses. White guy.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Bird Dog.
Oh yeah. Dude,
Bird Dog. Brian Knox.
yeah. We was E4s and E5s together
Oh, okay.
when I first got to Polk. But yeah. Oh, he real just
Dude,
like,
that
need to
dude
be
was
on
straight.
need to be on Ritalin type fast.
He was straight Mossy
fast.
Oak and LSU Tigers.
Yeah, he was a goof troop.
Dukes Tigers.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go there.
I just remember he had that Chevy with no exhaust on it. It was loud.
It was like a maroon Chevy with mossy oak seat covers.
Yeah.
I
he
think
was
it had like a
country as they
mossy oak strip going down the side. It
Oh, I
said Buck
believe it.
Country on the back window. I don't know.
He's that kind. But no, I was stationed with him when I first got to Polk. So yeah.
Right on.
But the platoon leader, it wasn't
No, it's Kraft.
white
Saint
guy with
Kraft.
glasses.
Don't know if he had glasses. He was
White guy,
youngish.
though.
Yeah, white guy. Lieutenant Kraft, that
Okay.
dude was so funny. We're not going to go into that. That's an offline story.
Then Lieutenant
that dude
Robinson,
was so funny.
Lieutenant Robinson had just maybe left
That
then.
dude cracked me up. He was
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude
I
gave-
guess I kind of
yeah.
forget all that structure stuff.
Lieutenant Kraft gave two shits. And then who did we have for warrant officer?
Oh yeah, I could see
Start
his
with the
face.
W. Start with W.
I could see him and Warren standing
not-
next to each other at
Oh,
the World
yeah.
Pew.
Just arguing. Because one knew about the RPU more than the other.
Oh
W.
And then Warren was like, no. Who was it? So, all right. So we used to have that whole building in Iraq, and we had to split sides because 82nd came in. So we went to one half of the building that we were living in. 82nd was on the other side. So we had 14 cots in one room. And then warrant officer, I am blanking on his name. He was in his own room, which is only 5 feet away.
Right.
So Morin is from Spain. He hails from Zaragoza, Spain. He is watching Barcelona play Real Madrid or some other team. This is 2:00 in the morning, mind you. He's watching the game at 2:00 in the morning. Barcelona scores. What would you normally do if it was 2:00 in the morning, everybody's sleeping, you're wearing headphones, you're on your laptop? What would you do if your team scored?
I wouldn't stand up and scream.
That's what he did.
He threw the headphones off and everything.
Like he scored the goal.
Like he was
scored
the announcer at this game.
Get out of here.
Oh, I can't do that right now. I'm yelling in the house. I can't do that.
No, it was like top of the
Go.
lungs. He was like on the field.
Oh
God.
my god.
So that was the first goal. That was the first goal. Woke everybody up, but everybody went back to sleep. real fast. Second goal, does it again. And then this time, warrant officer comes out and goes, shut the hell up, Morin. What are you doing? He's like, oh, I can't be happy that my team is playing. What is this? What is this?
Man,
Why you gotta hold me down?
Opened so fast.
Yeah.
And he was so irate.
Why you gotta hold me down?
And yeah, and
So funny.
he's just like, what do you mean?
Get out of here.
It was like he's the only one in the room. It was wild. It was wild to be. I don't know.
Great.
We love the guy.
It was great.
He's
felt,
one of my.
I felt the energy. It was there.
Oh, yes. And I just remember being in my cot going, and the glow in his face from the laptop because he had it like on his stomach, like this, just glow. Headphones on, like I have on right now. And he's just like, just looking at it like this, going, go. Just insane.
It was like that, dude.
Oh my god, it was so
good
loud.
for him.
I'm not even doing it justice because it was so loud.
Good
So
for
loud.
him.
Dude, it's so funny.
Oh,
Oh man.
that's great.
Don't
Yeah.
be more mad.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that dude had zero filter. He's like, oh no, what are you talking about? And he would just like walk off while an NCO is like talking to him or something. He's just like, what? You would just peace out like mid conversation. I'm like,
We'll talk later.
I'm like standing there going, you can do that? Because there was no repercussion after that. I was like, oh, wow.
Let
So,
me see you
so
talk.
if you
let me
set a
see you
certain
talk to me that
precedent,
way.
so if you set a certain precedent with somebody and then you just keep doing it, they don't care. They just
Right.
somehow let it go. And you're like,
It's when it's different. That's the problem.
yeah.
When
Yeah,
you
once
go
you
to
start
do
changing
it,
the game.
yeah,
Yeah.
then it's whoa, hey, you
Yeah.
don't talk to me that way.
This is the first time you've done that. That's weird.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write you up.
now it's a problem.
Like 10 minutes ago, he told you to go F yourself. And you're like, yeah, that's cool. I deserve that. But now I'm getting all uppity and you have a problem with it.
Yep,
Did you say
You made a joke. I made a joke back, and now you're offended.
you're mad.
I guess I'm in trouble.
Oh, of course.
Oh, you
You're-
mad? You mad, bro?
You mad, bro?
You mad, bro?
Oh yeah.
with you? Never.
Never.
Just go ahead.
Yeah. Anyways,
Hmm.
you got anything else, fellas? We are an
Oh.
hour and 40 minutes in. I think
Holy
this is a to be
smokes.
continued. This is
It's like
definitely a to
Lucasfilms
be continued.
production.
Yep. So we shared all our videos. I'm gonna share some videos of Hixson real quick. Look at that sexy mug,
That's me.
dude. Hard to the bone.
Or I thought I was.
Can you smell what Hixson?
That's
is
exactly the face that I gave him. That's exactly the face. I remember it. Every time I look at that picture, I know everything
That's
about that.
That's the one I stole off your Facebook. I had to dive deep for that one. I was like, man, where are all of these? Because you only have like 4 pictures of anything Army related on there. I'm like,
You're right.
I gotta scroll through these.
A
I
lot
really
of
like
the
that, bro, 'cause
pictures.
that's what I have in my mind when I think back. Like, yeah, that's Hixson right there.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yep.
But a lot of my pictures from previous deployments, dude, they were taken by throwaway cameras. We didn't have none of that. So a lot of my stuff is, I had to take and get developed. So it's on, regular, go to Walmart
It's
and get
in
them developed type stuff.
Yeah, it's in a folder or whatever you what do you put pictures in? What do they used to
Called
call
an
those?
album. An
Yeah,
album.
That's it. Photo album. Photo album.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I can't wait till I see you in Kentucky for that jab.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I can't
grew
wait
up
for
with photo
everybody.
albums
This is
and
nuts.
Polaroids.
Mhm.
Oh, it's going to be good.
It'll be a lot of
It's
fun.
gonna-
We
it's
should
gonna
get
be so
some disposable cameras or some Polaroids.
That's a great idea.
We'll never be able to get them filmed, developed.
That's for us to keep and to put in our albums.
Yeah.
We're bringing the
lunch
photo
box.
album back. We're bringing the
just
photo
the camera
album
and
back.
setting it down. Hey, kids, this is from when we went to Kentucky. Now I'm going to take and put it back because
And it's going to collect dust for the next 10 years.
you're right.
And then you move and you're like, I forgot I had this. And then you sit down and you spend an hour going through pictures. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then the next time you move, you're like, all right, cool pictures again. It's like you get to relive it multiple times in your life. Because every
You're
time
right.
you move, you're just like, oh, cool pictures.
Or you find them, you're like, oh, shit. Like, oh, man, I forgot about this. And it's like, weren't you supposed to mow the yard? You're like, oh, yeah.
Nope. I'm only halfway through the album.
Oh, I take it with me.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna
the
have
yard
to
looks
come
like
back.
this. I'm trying to look up as I mow the yard.
It's like when you had the CD holders in your car, and you're like trying to look through or your CD albums, the CD holders. You're like surfing through it and driving at the same time. You're like, I gotta find the CD. And you're like, all right, Creed, cool. With arms wide open.
I'm glad I'm not alone in letting a single picture just throw off like the next 15 minutes. Because you're looking at it and you're just like,
the nostalgia comes back.
You're in the moment again.
Yeah,
not with Creed.
No, not with Creed. That was just funny. That
Yeah,
was funny.
too
I'm gonna
early.
clip. I'm gonna
You
clip
just
that.
listen to that working out.
Yeah, right. In my own prison.
It's number 2 on his playlist.
That's like number 1 through 5. Numbers 1 through 5. I have it's on repeat.
There's nothing wrong with that, as long as it gets you through the day.
Gets me pumped, energized. All right, buddy. This was a lot of fun.
Oh,
thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining us finally.
Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely. We needed a big character as yourself on the show, especially on the Army's birthday.
Oh,
I know.
Dude,
I was thinking about
it was
that
set
too.
up
Like,
perfect.
it worked out
It was
perfect.
set up perfect. Yesterday, I was thinking, oh, tomorrow's the Army's birthday. Oh, and we got Big Hixson. Let's go.
Yeah, this is
happy birthday to us.
Happy birthday to us. This is up there with best things ever happened to me. Oh yeah, climb the glory.
Climb to glory, baby.
Climb the glory. Absolutely. It's life.
Absolutely. So, this
All right,
been
gentlemen.
the Tar and Feather podcast with
brothers.
Big Daddy Fat Sack as a guest. If you've made it this far, we appreciate you watching, listening, hanging out with us. Find us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Facebook for the time being and Instagram for the time being. Who knows? I might get us kicked off. We've had a couple of things happen, so we'll see if we have those accounts in during this election cycle. It seems like we get shadow banned during election cycle. So this has been the Tar and Feather podcast. I'm looking for the outro. There it is. Peace.
Peace.